Hey everyone, it's Lisa. Welcome to my channel. If you're new to the channel, I hope that you will stick around for a while by clicking that subscribe button and clicking the notification bell so that you will be notified, hopefully, when I upload new videos. Just click that drop down button as well, and yeah, hopefully that'll work out. First off, I apologize. I did not get a video out last Thursday. I don't know what to tell you. Things just didn't work out like they tend to not do often. But anyway, I'm here today. So today's video, I wanted to I want to give you an update on some plans that I have for this channel. I'm not gonna. I will still be, basically doing the same content that I've been doing for I don't know how many years now. Paper crafting with a lot of focus on card making. But something I've been wanting to do for a while, and it goes along with one of my crafty goals for the year, which I mentioned to you if you watched one of my previous videos. I may link it. I don't know. We'll see what happens in editing. One of those things was to use what I have. And that sounds like a well, duh, right? Because we buy stuff to use it. But what I've noticed, not only with myself, but with a lot of other YouTubers that I watch, crafty YouTubers, a lot of us have that same goal, to use what we have, meaning that instead of going out and buying all new product, or a lot of it, just using what we have in our craft. And even if we do buy new product, still just using things that we bought and we've only used once, or we never used it before, or just bringing back some of the oldies. I mean, this industry, as with all industries, it moves at a fast pace. There's always something new and shiny, that we want to try out, and then we forget those things that we liked in the past, and we either, like I said, we either have used it a few times, or maybe used it a bunch of times and then you just put it aside. But more than likely you're like me and you use something once, or you have never used it, and you always think that, well, one day I'm going to get to that item and I'm going to use it. I mean, that's the plan. That's why we buy this stuff. So with that in mind, that was very long and wordy. With that in mind, one of the things that has really been on my heart for my channel came from this idea, the first love. And I thought about that concept in my crafty, or in my crafting experience, because at the time I started thinking about that, I've been struggling, and I think I've shared it on other videos. To be quite honest, I don't really even know, because sometimes I make, all this footage, some of it gets edited, and it's never posted, or it's never edited, and then, of course, never posted, so I'm not always sure what I've shared with you guys. But in case I haven't, or you're very new to my channel, for a while, for quite a few years actually, I've been struggling with crafting. And there's a lot of reasons for it. But one of those things, as I was thinking about, okay, what are the reasons? Why am I struggling? I was trying to run my own business for a while as a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. There was school, there was just life in general. As I was thinking about all these different ideas, I went back to when I started paper crafting. As an adult, mostly as an adult, not so much as a child, because my focus was somewhere else, but as an adult mom and wife, I did get into, like, I've been creating for a long time. Back in the day, before I started homeschooling my kids, I was into sewing, and the reason why, it's funny, Okay, another little sidetrack. Sorry. um, when I was in school, you had to take all the home ec classes and all the shops. Well, I did better in the shop classes and in cooking. I was horrible in sewing. I mean, we had to sew the most basic thing, and I got an awful grade. I'm not even going to say what it was because, thank the Lord, I became a much better student as an adult. Anyway, back then, I just, I don't know. I don't know what's going on, but I got a horrible grade in this class. And so it's funny, fast forward to young adulthood, um, you know, newly married, my husband's hardworking, but we're not making a lot, and we've got kids to take care of. And I actually got interested in sewing. And I'm sorry, I know this has nothing to do with paper crafting. It's just kind of a back history. I've never shared it really on YouTube or actually anywhere else. Um, I wanted to be able to dress how I wanted to, um, you know, and be able to afford to dress the way I wanted to. I couldn't afford the way I wanted to dress, right? So I thought I need to learn how to sew. Well, before I got into sewing, or like when I was in junior high, probably high school, I remember that used to be a pretty economical way of going about things. But as an adult in my mid 20s, um, wow, no, sewing had gotten a lot more expensive. Now, that being said, you probably could still, uh, you know, dress yourself if you like, I don't know, tailored clothing. What do they call couture? That type of clothing, which by the way, I don't dress like that. Wanted to, but yeah. um, but if you know how to sew like that yourself, you probably could save a lot of money, right? Um, so I took sewing classes in college, or took a sewing class in college, did well. The teacher I had was amazing. But during that time, getting into sewing, I became a fabricaholic. And I also got into other crafts, like just a variety of crafts that were out in the 80s, 90s time. And so that kind of started my real crafting journey. And then I started homeschooling my kids, and that took a backseat to that. And I did very little crafting, if I did any at all. I mean, I did from time to time make handmade cards. I don't know where that thought popped in my head to do so, but I wanted to. I even bought card making books back then. Um, it could have come from one of the, I had joined, I can't remember the name of that club, but it would send you like a pack of different craft uh, ideas with instructions and pictures and all that kind of stuff every month. And I also was, buying books, all those alien books back then. I think that's how you say it. So somewhere in there. And so fast forward a few more years, I go into one of the big box stores and I see this machine called a Cricut. Now I'm not sure. I don't think it was the Cricut Expression, though it could have been. It could have also been the Create or the Personal. I don't know if it was actually one of the smaller ones, one of the very first ones, or the first Expression. But I remember looking at it and reading a box and thinking, wow, that's really cool. That would be awesome, because I'd already dabbled in card making and was interested in it, right? And so, but of course I didn't get it because I couldn't afford it. So years go by. At some point I start seeing infomercials for this amazing die cutting machine. And I don't know how many years went by from when I first heard of a Cricut to when I bought the first one. And when I think about it, it probably was one of the other older ones, I think. Because I think when I bought my first Expression, it was on a launch thing on HSN. How do I find out at HSN? I don't know. I was probably doing some search and saw it and realized this thing was on HSN. So one day I'm watching probably around my birthday, because that's usually when they would launch the Cricuts, or sometime around September. And I saw the first expression, which is still, I am still very fond of that machine. I don't know if it's because it's one of those, you know, uh, because it was my first, I don't know. I no longer have that one. I did pass it on to a young lady who had one of the smaller Cricuts. But yeah, I love that machine. So anyway, I buy it from HSN because, you know, they have those amazing flexi pays. And I was crafting, and this is the point, this is where I'm getting to. So when I got that machine, I was crafting and every single day I was using that machine. Every day. Even though my very first attempts were horrible. Horrible, but they did not stop me. What they did do is introduce me to the YouTube Cricut community. And also I had joined the Cricut forum that they had back then. And, but I learned so much from these ladies on YouTube, and I followed a couple of them. Still today I follow them. Yeah, so as I was thinking about crafting and you know, what that was like when I first started, I realized that I had ventured away from my machines. I still used them, but they weren't in the forefront, especially after I became a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. And I love Stampin' Up! Products. Don't get me, I love them. That's why I did it. I knew about Stampin' Up! Long before I joined them. Even that, because of life and school, started to wane. But there's still the passion for the paper crafting. And so yeah, so I found myself in this crafting funk. What do you call it? We have lots of names for it, right? We've lost our crafty mojo, or whatever. So I found myself in this space, and I couldn't figure out why. And as I've already said, there were a lot of reasons why, but one of the things was that I had ventured so far away from the thing that brought me into crafting anyway, which brings us to today. So here's the thing. I want to start using my machines more, and I would like to start sharing more projects with them on this YouTube channel. But I realize there's a lot of people out there already doing tutorials on the newer machines. You know, the Expression 2 and the Maker, and the newest Brother, or the newest Silhouette. And they're actually a whole lot more skilled. They know more tips and tricks than I do. And they're amazing. Also, I've noticed that in that world, even though we still have a lot of card making going on, with the machines, it seems to be venturing more toward a lot of vinyl. I see a lot of vinyl tutorials, and they're awesome. But what I don't see, and I get it, it makes sense, are newer videos for the legacy machines, especially the Cricuts. And you know, someone might think, well, of course not. Why? You know, everybody's buying the newest thing. But the reality is, and I see them in, I'm in a few of the Facebook pages, groups, community groups, and I will see where someone's just, you know, bought an Imagine, you know, from somewhere, or the Expression 2 from somewhere. And it's like, you can't really find a lot of videos, new ones, to show you how to use that, or to encourage and inspire you to use that machine. I also know that there are some out there that have those machines, got them when they were fresh and the newest, shiniest thing on the market, and were too afraid to bring the thing out of the box. Or moved on before they even had an opportunity to experience the pleasure and joy of using the older machines. And so my desire, along with the goal of using what I have is to bring, and sorry, is to bring you videos focused on the legacy machines, especially the Expression 2 and the Imagine. Now, I can't bring you the original Expression, of course, because I have passed that on. Possibly from my Cricut Create, which that's one of those machines I bought. I just, after I already had the Expression 2, actually, I think I already had the first Explorer when I saw the Create in a, oh gosh, what do you call that store? Big Lots in California. And I bought it because I'm like, oh, look, this little machine. I can take it with me to crops. I have never been to a crop in my life. If you live in San Antonio, Texas, and you know where crops or where crafty ladies get together to craft, please let me know, because I would love to join you. But I got it with that intent. We used to have a motorhome and we traveled around, and I thought, it's a perfect size to travel with. Haven't traveled with it yet. One of my grandsons did use it a couple of times. I almost gave it to him because he seems to enjoy using it. So it's not like it hasn't been used. It just hasn't really been used by me. So I may bring you some videos with that. I don't know yet. But I do know that I will be bringing you videos with the Expression 2. And with that big monster of a girl, the Imagine. She's awesome. Oh my gosh. I was so excited when they came out with this machine. Because when I was using my Expression, I used to think to myself, man, it would be nice if I could print a sentiment with this machine. And so then they came out with this Imagine where you had to know the tricks to do it, though. I didn't know that. I just knew that this thing printed, right? And I have to go back, way back, to find the YouTuber, if her YouTube video is even still up. I'm sure, I hope it is. To refresh my memory, because and I wish I remember who it was. If I figure that out before I post this video, I will leave the link or something somewhere in the video or in the bottom in the comments. Anyway, she showed us how to add text to our cards. But there's a trick to it. It's not as simple as what we can do, obviously, in the newer machines where we can lay out everything in design space and including text if we want to. And those things are amazing, but I don't think you need me to show you how to do any of that. I mean, you've got... I mean, if I design something that's not out there, then yes. But for the most part, on how to use the machine, oh my gosh, Melody Lane, you probably all know her. She's like probably the biggest influencer out there with the Cricut machines. There's others, but I noticed she actually gives a lot of classes. So, where was I? I'm sorry. This is why my videos are always so long, because I tend to ramble on. So along with that, today's video, I wanted to share that with you, but I also actually wanted to share a project with you going along with that whole use what you have. It was going to be this Anna Griffin card that I made right here. It has nothing to do with Cricut. In fact, I have committed to Thursdays. I'm sorry, I missed one of doing videos, because that's another one of my goals, to try to have a consistent schedule for you. But I'm blah 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 blah, blah. Spit it out. The legacy machine videos I want to do on a different day. So I have to squeeze it into the week and not get overwhelmed, because the one thing I don't want to happen again is that I sometimes it's hard to create when you're a YouTuber because you feel like you always have to have the camera on so that you're ready. You have something to record, and if you edit, some of you just put it out there, which would be a lot easier, but I forget words and lose my train of thought and all kind of weird stuff. But many of us, we have to go through the process of editing and then uploading. And so I know I get stuck, so I'm imagining that others get stuck with that whole thing and and because I was trying to make my videos shorter and it still didn't work, I would stop the recorder and start the recorder, so some of that editing was done while I was recording the project. Sometimes I would get them backwards and I would not be recording when I thought I was, and vice versa. So yeah, so I don't want to get to the point where I feel like I always have to have the camera on, which leads me to another point. I wasn't planning on sharing it, but if it helps you, awesome. It's something that I just thought about this week that I need to do for myself. Because obviously, if you're a YouTuber, a crafting YouTuber, and you lose your crafty mojo, unless you have deadlines and stuff, sometimes that can push you beyond that. In fact, responsible people, you somehow push beyond that because you have a deadline. But when you don't, like I usually don't, when I lose my crafty mojo, I have nothing to give you, right? So what occurred to me this week is that I have to have a day where I just create. That's it. Not thinking about the recorder. Or I've already shared, I think, in the past that not worrying about the outcome. It's very freeing. It's very freeing when you just create. I mean, that's what I did when I started. When I started with the Cricut, I had no expectation. I mean, yeah, obviously I wanted to learn how to do it better because that very first card, I wonder if I still have it somewhere or if I threw it away. I don't know, to just show you how awful it was. But anyway, so, I just created because I love the machine. I just love doing it. It was fun. So I have to give myself a day where that's all I do. I haven't decided if that's going to be Monday or Saturday. Originally I thought Monday, but I'm thinking I want the machine, to make it with your machine day or whatever it's going to be. Might be Mondays. I don't know. So I just have to have a day. And then hopefully, Lord willing, out of that free play, there will be something that I'm like, okay, I want to share this. I'll do a video for this. You know what I'm saying? So with all of that, I think I am going to just end the video there. I had other plans, but this video is already at 25 minutes, almost 30. I hope you stayed. If you stayed, thank you so much. If you're curious about this this card I have here, just leave a comment. If you have questions, if you have one of the legacy machines and you want to see something specific, maybe you want to see a project done with one of the cartridges, leave that in the comment below. So I hope you will join me. If you stay along, oh my goodness, okay, I'm definitely gonna have to trim some of this, but if you did stay with me to the end of this video, I want to thank you so very much. Again, if you're new to my channel, please subscribe and click that notification bell and make your choice in the drop down menu, and if all goes well, YouTube will let you know when I upload another video. And I want you to know I appreciate you stopping by so much. I'm still here, even though it's a small channel. I've been doing it for a really long time because I love this community. Thank you so much for watching. As always, I look forward to being with you again. Have a great day.